Is Assassin's Creed Mirage in trouble? Well, it may or may not be, and we're going to discuss a couple of reasons in both directions today. So without further ado, remember, if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave it a big old like, as this will greatly help the channel. And if you enjoy this kind of content, you want more like it, don't forget to check out that big red subscribe button right underneath the video. Also got to thank my channel members. You guys help make these videos possible. If you want to join, get access to the exclusive perks that they get, and be sure to check out the link in the description down below. Anyway, let's begin. So in recent weeks, there have been numerous articles about Ubisoft being worried about last year's performance and what they have lined up for this year, as a lot of their IPs have been struggling recently. And well, a lot of us have been discussing this for a while. It seems that only recently have they actually noticed, and leadership seems to be worried, and they've canceled several of their smaller projects, seemingly to work on some of their bigger mainline projects. I think most notable, at least with regards to Assassin's Creed Mirage, is the cancellation of something called Project Q within Ubisoft, which there was an article released yesterday that a lot of the Project Q developers were moved to work on Assassin's Creed Mirage. In some of these articles, they stated how Project Q was pretty well liked internally, how there was a lot of promise with Project Q. We don't know exactly what it was supposed to be, but it sounds like a lot of people seem to like the direction it was going. And then since Ubisoft canceled that, they moved those developers, I guess because they like their talent, over to Mirage. This could be absolutely nothing. This could just be reinforcements for the team to go in, to help, to polish up some things, maybe add a new mechanic in that might work well for the game. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know what they're doing. But it does remind me of another situation that we saw within the last couple of years, that being the development of Battlefield 2042. Now, a lot of us remember that 2042 was one of the most hyped games in the FPS space. A lot of people saw it as the savior for the Battlefield franchise, like yours truly, and a lot of other people thought it would be the game to jump to after Warzone, as Warzone was starting to get stale at that time and people just wanted something else to play. During its development, we were assured several times by EA that, some of these other games they were delaying to put their development teams on 2042 was just to help polish up the game, make sure it released in the best state possible. Well, if you're at all familiar, or vaguely even familiar with what happened with 2042, you'll know that it was one of the worst launches in AAA gaming history. I would say up there close to Cyberpunk 2077. It was not good at all. Very bad, and your boy would know because I was there streaming it every day at that time. And I've never had a game make me dislike other games, but 2042 had that effect on me. It was that bad. So, that out of the way, that's what this type of situation reminds me of. Does that mean that Mirage is in this bad of a state? I don't think so. I would hope not. It could be nothing, but I still think the fact that you have Project Q developers being moved onto Mirage, it just sounds too similar to, I think it was Need for Speed developers that they put on 2042. There's a couple other studios that were working on it as well. They had to delay their games to work on that. The fact that they canceled another game to help work on Mirage, I don't know. Again, could be nothing. I think it is worth noting anyway. Now, speaking of things like polishing up gameplay and whatnot, we haven't seen any gameplay, even though the game has several editions that can be pre-ordered already, which is kind of odd, but we have a cinematic trailer, and some of the developers have gone in depth as to what to expect from the gameplay, which has been good. I like the vision that this game is going with. I like the more traditional Assassin's Creed approach. I like the sound of 9th century Baghdad. That's a setting I think is absolutely going to be beautiful. I love that sort of vibe. It's something I'm very glad we're going back to. Of course, we had the Crusades with the first game, and Origins is sort of similar, that sort of lush desert kind of vibe to it. I think Baghdad will add its own unique twist to it, especially at the height of the caliphates at the time. I think that's going to be very cool. Things like the House of Wisdom. I'm getting kind of carried away with that. I love the vision for Mirage, but we haven't seen any gameplay. And there's a lot of games that sound amazing on paper, but don't exactly pan out once they're actually shown in execution, and some of the mechanics aren't as good. Going back to Valhalla, how they talked about social stealth would be back in the game. It was such a minor part of the game. It just, the picture that they kind of painted for Valhalla just didn't really do justice to what the game actually was, and I don't mean that in a very good way. Now, again, that doesn't mean Mirage is going to be terrible. It could be a good game, but we just haven't seen anything from it. which is a shame. Again, considering the fact that we can pre-order the game, it seems odd that we haven't seen any gameplay at all, which I'm just saying, a lot of games that don't show gameplay until very late typically are not in the most polished state, which would be a crying shame, as this could be the last time we get a more traditionally assassin-focused Assassin's Creed game. As weird as that is to say, RPG games have done so well for Ubisoft. If another traditional assassin-focused game, the first one since Unity and Syndicate kind of flopped, if that flops, I don't know why they would even try to do another one at any point in the future, unless it was just, you know, a similar thing that happened now. So many fans wanted that they just decided to do one. So this could be the last time we get something like that, which is why I'm really rooting for this game to succeed, but it's given me plenty of cause to worry. Last point I want to make, there have been rumors, just again, I don't know how much validity there is to these, but there have been internal delays. Initially, the game was supposed to release sometime in March, but it got pushed back to spring, which would be like May or June type of release. And then apparently now it's been pushed back until fall 2023, which would be right in that kind of main AAA time of the year. A lot of your big releases are going to happen then. We don't know for sure. There was never an official release date given. There haven't been any open announcements of delays, so I don't know. If these internal rumors are true, that could lend credence to what I mentioned earlier with the developers being moved from other canceled projects onto Mirage to help finish it. It could be any number of things. I'm just pointing out trends I've seen with other games in development versus what I'm seeing with Mirage, and to be honest, it does have me a bit worried. As much as I'm rooting for this game, it does have me a bit worried. So anyway, that's all I have for now. Let me know down below what you think. Do you think Mirage is in trouble? Do you think this is all a bunch of nothing? Are you looking forward to Mirage, or are you just waiting for something like Codename Red or Hex? Let me know down below. Let's have a conversation, and I will see you in the next video.